Hello YouTube and welcome back to Let's Play Bloons Monkey 2. In this episode I'm going to be doing the Boomerang Upgrade Tree Power Set Badge, whatchamacallit. No I don't blah blah blah. But anyways, so I've got 52,902 cash, which is pretty good, and I was just messing around trying to see what kind of upgrades looked cool and stuff. But anyways, let's go on to the Boomerang Thrower thing. That's what it's called, Boomerang Thrower. Very generic title for that. And then the radial rings, which is pretty cool. So that's what it looks like. And I actually don't have any research for the Boomerang Throwers, which I'll explain why in a second. And just double check it's on hardware. But then let's go back all the way down to Zone 1. And hopefully this is going to be the last episode where I ever have to go back to Zone 1. So I can stop paying attention to it, or stop doing anything here. Now, like I said, I don't have any research in the Boomerang. You saw it. It was really quick, but you should have been able to see it. What I think is a bug, it might just be a visual bug, or it might actually be a game bug, is your research for the dart upgrades also affects the research for the Boomerang, I think, which is kind of interesting, because if that's how it works, then that would mean that you never have to buy the Boomerang research. However, if you do buy some Boomerang research, then that research will override the your current research, I suppose, if that makes sense. I think. I didn't actually test that theory yet, but I can test it some other time. So the Boomerang Thrower, it's basically, right now, the arm upgrades are basically the same as the dart upgrades. I don't think it has quite as much pierce. It might, though. It has a pretty good attack rate, and the attacks, as you can see, sort of not funnel out, but sort of aim slightly towards the side, I guess. I'm not really sure how to describe that very well. But basically, it just sort of shoots off to the side a little bit. Again, like the Dart Monkey, except that the Dart Monkey just goes straight forward. But anyways, aside from that, the core ability is just that one boomerang that's sort of flying back and forth, kind of like the magic upgrade, sort of, except a little different, obviously. So I just think that's kind of interesting. But of course, this is only the first level. It will change quite a bit before the end of it. And just getting up here to the to 600 Bloons. It's usually around here where I get the bronze rank. And now that I have bronze rank, and there's not much really to talk about for the rest of this thing, I'll just skip on to stage 2. Alright, so that was stage 1. And now let's go on to the tier 2, the rapid rings, which just makes it fly faster or throws faster. Which there's a difference between whether or not it's flying faster or throwing faster. But now multi-target razor edge rings pop more Bloons per orbit, which I guess just means it has better piercing power, popping power thing. So it can pop through more Bloons per throw, I suppose. But let's take another look at it once it actually starts and stuff. So now, yeah, basically just pierces through. It goes a little bit faster, and then the core ability pierces through more Bloons, and just seems like it's moving a bit faster than usual. But now I kind of can't really tell whether or not I'm actually throwing my boomerangs faster from the arm upgrades, just because the game is kind of moving slow and then speeding up a little bit, then slowing down again. So it's kind of hard to exactly judge the exact attack rate, but I think it's doing pretty good as far as popping more Bloons, or throwing more boomerangs or whatever. Now I probably could have popped every single one of those red Bloons. There's only like 1 or 2 left, just if I was being a little bit more careful in popping that or whatever. And yeah, so anyways, so what was I saying? I got distracted, but the Boomerang Throwers, they do have pretty good attack rates, and the core ability is pretty good for helping out get that that big, basically block of red Bloons. And it does have a very fast attack rate when you get down to it. So I think the Boomerang Thrower at this point, like on its second upgrade, or really first upgrade, I suppose, I would say it's probably better than the Dart upgrade, just because it has a faster attack rate, and the core ability at the moment might not be quite as good. But I'd say for starters, as far as like the beginning upgrades go, the Boomerang arms and the Dart upgrades might be the best, maybe. Well, I mean, the tech tree is pretty good as well, so probably that one is good. But I don't know, just between the Dart and the Boomerang, I'd say that the arms are probably better at the very beginning, and then the core is probably better for the Dart, I suppose. But anyways, I was going to say something else. as far as the pricing for these upgrades, I think I remember the earlier upgrades for the boomerang thrower were cheaper. No, were more expensive. I don't remember. I'll check. But this is going to be the end of this stage, so I'll just cut ahead. Alright, so that's the end of stage 2. And let's see. So I think, if I remember correctly, yeah, these 3 upgrades were cheaper than these 3 upgrades, and then these 3 upgrades were more expensive than these 3 upgrades, which was kind of weird. I don't know. But I'm not sure where I was really going with that. But anyways, multi-target. Serrated ranga is now carved through multi, blah blah blah, double ranga. So I think these kind of could have been switched, the double ranga and the multi-target, because then this is multi-target and rapid rings, I suppose. But anyways, I got the double ranga, so that now I think it shoots out 2 boomerangs for my core rather than just the 1. So that's basically double attack speed, and then the serrated rangas for my arms were just pops through more bloons at once. So I think the way that this works, I really should have looked this up or paid more attention before I started recording this episode, is just that the boomerang upgrades in this game, they have a faster attack rate, but they couldn't really pop through as many bloons, I suppose, as the dart upgrade. And then the dart upgrade had faster attack rates and like multiple darts and everything, but they just didn't pop through as many bloons, or pop through more bloons or something. I don't know. I'm not really sure what I think I just contradicted myself, saying that one was faster than the other, and then saying that the other was faster than the first one, I guess. I don't know. But I think one is a faster attack rate, but doesn't pop through as many, and then the other is slower attack rate, but multiple darts and or pops through more, I think. I don't remember. But at the moment, there's not a huge difference between the two. But later on, it will get a bigger difference, and then I'll explain why then and stuff. So basically, the boomerang thrower does not get very interesting very quickly, as far as like the diversity in the upgrades. Kind of like how you saw the magic upgrades were different fire. Well, not really different fire. That one didn't really have that much variety either, I suppose. But like the bomb upgrades or the tech tree upgrade. Well, you know what? They really didn't have that much variety in them. But anyways, the boomerang thrower, to me, it doesn't look very different than it has been. I mean, the core, now you've got 2 instead of 1, so that's good. But then the arms, it's just basically just faster attack rate and pops through more bloons, so it's not a huge difference. But again, as you can see, I don't have any research on my abilities. I don't have, or I mean, I do have research on my abilities, but not the boomerang research. So I shouldn't be able to pop through lead, but apparently I can. I'm assuming it's because of the dart upgrades, or it could just be that any of the upgrades, or any of the research that I have, like the big balloon sabotage type of upgrades, or the shield busting upgrades, or again, I keep saying upgrades, but I mean research. The research that I have for the other things, the other big balloon and blah blah, I think that's what's letting me pop through lead, or maybe it's the dart one, I don't know. Someone probably said that I was supposed to email Ninja Kiwi for support about the other research thing, but I don't think I'm going to email them, probably not. But anyways, so let's see how well the boomerang thrower does against this, because I just today recorded the magic upgrade power set badge thing, and I admit the boomerang thrower is not doing amazing, but I think it might still be doing better than the magic upgrade. I might be wrong, but I'd say it's doing decent. I mean, it looks like it's getting more done because it's popping through more layers, but it's not necessarily popping through all the layers of each balloon. So I don't know. I guess it's probably doing about the same as the magic. I guess. I should maybe come back here for like one last episode, just to see how well each upgrade does. And I'm sure the dart and the tech tree are going to be able to totally destroy this part of the map. Although, really, I think the boomerang did do better at that. I don't know. Anyways, that's going to be it for this stage, so I'll just skip to the next one. Alright, and again, that was like 10 seconds that I skipped, so not a big deal. Ricochet rings. Now they basically act like glaive Ricochet, except they're rings, they're not glaives. And then Seeker rings, same thing, basically. And now it looks different because it's yellow, which just doesn't make a big deal, or it's not a big deal, but anyways, it's still just the same rings, like boomerangs, that are coming out of here. Now, the thing is, you can kind of see it, it should, like, yeah, you can kind of see it ricochets towards the balloons. It gravitates, sort of like a homing missile, I suppose, which is kind of cool, but I don't know, it's kind of hard to see. It doesn't seem like it's making a huge difference in the trajectory or whatever. So that's kind of weird. And then the double ranga on my core is now like a quadruple ranga. And of course I got the golden balloon, I was going to say golden boomerang, golden balloon upgrade or whatever. Just wait for that to finish and then just get back to my normal boomerang throwingness. And again, there's not that much variety in the actual appearance of the boomerangs. It's all on what the boomerangs are doing rather than what they look like, which I think is kind of interesting because I didn't realize that the first time I played through. Because the first time I played this game, I was upgrading the boomerang arms, and I was kind of upgrading the core, but then I think I was trying to get some other core ability, like the dart ring or something like that. I don't know, but because I just really enjoy the boomerang throwers in general. But again, like there's not that much variety in how they appear, which, I don't know, kind of weird, I suppose. Not really that weird, but anyways. So the reason why I kind of prefer the dart upgrades over the glaive ricochet, or the boomerang thrower upgrades, is because even though the boomerangs will like bounce off each other, or bounce off balloons, and basically have a homing attack kind of thing, one, the homing isn't that strong, but, or actually I don't think it's necessarily that it has homing, it's just that when it hits a balloon, then it homes onto other balloons. I suppose that makes more sense, because that follows what the glaive ricochet does. But, what was I going to say? So, it doesn't have as strong a pierce, or as strong as attack power, or attack speed, as the levels keep progressing, as the tiers keep progressing. And no, I didn't mean to get that. Now, let's see, I think if I go here and I switch that should, no, I don't want to switch to a different tech tree. I'm trying to switch down to a lower upgrade to switch out of the magic, but I guess I can't. Lame. Oh well. I'll just go back up to where I was. So, anyways, ignore that. I was just trying to get out of the magic upgrade because I didn't want to have the magic upgrade pop through a bunch of balloons that I wanted to see how well the boomerangs did against. So maybe I'll record that again if you guys want to see that. But anyways, I guess that's it for this stage. Alright, so that's the end of that stage. And let's continue on to now the Shuriken. Switching to Shurikens means faster firing and more balloons hit per shot. Basically, the boomerang thrower upgrades were sort of mixed with the ninja upgrades, which I think is kind of cool. And then now the size, which technically not there's no size in whatchamacallit, in Bloons Tower Defense 5 Deluxe Edition, or Bloons Tower Defense 5 in general, which, I don't know, I think it's kind of cool that now there's a whole bunch of size, or, I don't know, saying size sounds like it's wrong, even though I think that's the plural of psi, but now there's a whole bunch of them orbiting the boomerang monkey, the super monkey, I suppose, and then of course now shooting out shurikens instead of boomerangs, which is finally some diversity, I suppose, which is kind of cool. And again, just all those size, which again, every time I say size, it sounds like I'm saying something wrong. But anyways, just going on to the shurikens, which would be cool if it was like Bloons Jitsu Master and showing like 5 shurikens from each hand or something, but obviously that's not the case. Still looks kind of cool though. And adding, like I said, adding in the ninja aspect rather than just keeping it strictly boomerang throwers, which I think is pretty cool. Again, I don't think there's any snipers, sniper type upgrades in this game. Maybe one of the activated abilities could be sort of considered like a sniper, but not really. Would have been kind of cool to see some kind of sniper, even though I'm sure it would have been kind of difficult to have in this sort of game mode. And again, I keep saying again in this stage, but it has the glaive ricochet effect still, or really more it's like a seeking shuriken effect. Well, probably more like glaive ricochet than seeking shuriken, because it's not necessarily changing its course to find a balloon. It's just once it hits a balloon, then it ricochets off towards other balloons. So that way you could stay on like one side of the map whenever there's like a string of balloons across the screen. Once one hits, then it just goes across the entire string basically until it runs out of piercing power. Because it's not like glaive ricochet, or at least not how it used to be, where the glaive ricochet would be able to pop through like every single balloon on the screen as long as it went through once, type of thing. It does have a limit on its popping power, so you know it's not amazingly unstoppable. So, I already got bronze, and now I'm going to go on to the radar glaives, which these, I think, actually are more like seeking shurikens for some reason. And then the katana, which again, there's no real katana in Bloons Side Event 5, and I do really enjoy the way that this Super Monkey looks now that it has the full boomerang upgrades. And the glaives look really cool. And the glaive, these radar glaives will actually seek out Bloons before they actually hit the balloon. Not a huge deal. They're not homing missiles, obviously, but they do have a bit of seeking shurikenness in them. And then again, all those katanas just swirling around me, doing massive damage to anything near me, which is pretty cool. And again, I keep saying again this stage, but the research from the darts is still affecting it, and you can still see that there's like a giant red shuriken, or not shuriken, a giant red katana in like every time that the katanas appear. And also, I think this is the only upgrade, or only upgrade tree, where the red research attack, or red shot from the research, is actually bigger than the other shots. And again, I'm not sure if that, but I'm not sure if that's because of the research, if that's supposed to happen, or if that's some kind of bug. And if any of you work for a Ninja Kiwi, or know someone that works for a Ninja Kiwi, or feel like talking to a Ninja Kiwi, you can let them know about this little bug thing, if it is a bug, or just ask them if that was on purpose. I think it looks kind of cool. It makes it easier to see which of your shots are actually affected by research, which I think is kind of cool, but it just is different from all the others, so kind of interesting. Now again, kind of like what I was saying earlier, is that even though the glaives are able to seek out other balloons and are able to pop multiple, even if they're not necessarily in a straight line, that is pretty helpful, but they don't have quite as much piercing power or attack speed as the spiky shots, so I wouldn't say they're quite as powerful as the spiky shots, but they are really helpful for trying to pop every balloon, I guess, when it's lower tiered balloons, except for those shielded red balloons. They're not doing too great against that, but I'll explain why that's sort of important in the next episode. Because I actually got gold, so I mean, that's pretty good. But again, I'm not tier 6 on stage 5 or whatever. But anyways, Powerset Champion, that is an achievement that I get for getting all the power sets in one zone. So now in the next episode, you should probably let me know in the comments whether or not you want to see me do power set badges first, or if you want to see me try to get diamond on all these. I'm not really sure which one I'll go for. I'll probably do power set if I don't hear any comments. And again, I'll probably have recorded my episode before you left your comments, which I really need to give you guys more time to comment before I decide based on what your comment is. But anyways, so yeah, and again, I don't have any research on that, although I think it takes about 50,000 to get complete research, so I'm just going to wait until I'm done with everything else, because I don't really need any other research, because I've got basically all the other researches, and I've got all the upgrades, basically, except for the epic powers. I've got one epic power, but that's also going to take a lot of money. So let me know which epic power you want to see next, I suppose, or just, let me know any comments that you have on this series in general. So that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.